one of our viewers has suggested that we take our segment protectors off and make sure we get the pollen debris out from behind them, and also we can address the possible leak point and damage. Oh my, hello. For me?
For you.
This is a 7/16. I think we roll with spares of these little nut things. Nut caps.
Got a couple, yeah. It's an easy part to buy to make sure you always have one. Every once in a while somebody finds one loose. It's never happened to us where it's actually come off, but
it's nice to have for peace of mind. Because if this is flapping in the breeze on the road.
We're gonna work our way around some of the body issues the trailer has today. This, of course, was a flooded salvage trailer. We've had it for months and we've never actually opened this cabinet, access panel to the shower, whatever you like to call it, and mostly because I can't get the key to work. But by the end of the day, I'm gonna have this open, so stay tuned for the big reveal. Who knows what we find. All right, so on the third one now. Just about to pop this open.
Pegged with like dirt and debris. It'll 100% get caught in my hair, so.
It's debris from an Airstream.
Oh.
That's fancy debris.
Oh yeah, our salvage trailer's very fancy.
Oh, it is.
Ready?
Yep.
You're a little close there, big guy.
Yeah, what do we got? What do we got? Oh yeah, there's a good bit of line there.
Little lift and a shimmy. I don't like that.
Oh yeah. Garbage.
Thanks for the tip. Good idea.
So the math we're trying to do is if it's worth having the dent in this repaired over here.
Like, can a machine shop just English wheel it like a motorcycle shop, or they do like custom bikes, or like any like metal fabrication shop? They may be able to English wheel this into 90%, 80% better, saving me $1,000 per side.
Maybe, right? That's the question.
If anybody has ever tried to like pop stuff out of your segment protectors, weigh in the comments. Like, I know that we've taken these panels on 70s trailers when they were like dented aluminum, and we've taken padding and a mallet and a board and like knocked it out, and it looks significantly better. I'm not sure.
Not perfect,
not
but better.
perfect, not even close. But these are stainless, so it's different. This is way higher up on the body, and therefore I'd really like it to be professionally done. But the good news is there are two different dealerships, one in Austin and one in DFW. And I'm going to be in the Dallas area later this month in May. So maybe I should give them a call too, just to make sure that the pricing is still $1,000 a panel. Ooh, I gotta lift it. Nope. Hercules.
All right, last one stuck. Perfect. Huh. Less trash behind this one.
Way less, but we were like sending stuff off that side.
That big awning rail, it was the one that collected most of it. Yeah, true.
Actually, you know what, Andrew? What if we just took this off and tried to hammer it out and see what happens?
We could. Basically,
What do we have to lose?
squeeze it between two flats. I don't know. That's the one I just want to put a rivet in. It's like a indentation from the butt end of a rivet. And if we just put a shaved rivet in there, it may minimize.
The other thing we could do is, if we really wanted to get crazy, we could take off the inside panel and see if I can tennis ball this out a little bit.
The other thing that's been mentioned is heating it up with a heat gun.
Oh, that'd be way easier.
And see if it comes out.
You want to try that?
I'll go get it.
Okay.
That looks pretty good.
It does actually look better if I didn't have the segment protector on it, probably.
We definitely haven't had these open since, was it it was the first day when we got it, right? We washed it immediately?
Yeah, to get the salt off.
Yeah.
I don't think we've opened them since then.
We haven't opened them since. This side looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you give us a basic explanation for the idea here?
Well, the idea is that we heat this and it expands and pops back out and reforms to its original shape. At least that's my understanding. It's a little hot.
Would you say it's softer than it was?
Maybe. I don't know if there's a technique to make this more probable a solution.
No big successes yet. Getting there?
I don't know that it's appreciably any different, but
We are giving it a try.
to make this repair, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll reskin it at certain shops, and even that costs like $8,000. That's where I'm trying to. Doesn't move, right?
Nope.
So I just went like this with my hip a little bit. I kind of pushed it out a little.
Progress is progress.
Well,
Let me see if I can get tape on that middle section and pull it.
I want to like. It's too hot on my booty.
Wow, that worked. So right here where you can see my hand drew a line in the dust, that is popped out. That was where the most of the dent was. That's like 80% better. It's really hard to see on film, but
So I've got a concave bit right here.
those sort of multiple little dents there.
Well, so no, there's a ridge here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like sucked in right there a little bit. But I'm afraid if I push anywhere but here, it'll push in, because this was just in.
Yeah.
And so my only option to try to push this out is push in here to hope that it pops.
I'm wondering if we just let it cool down, because it's going to change as it cools. We just heated it up.
Okay, let me have a rag, please.
All right, let me grab. Wow. I mean, the scratches are still there, but like most of that dent is gone. Wow. I can't believe that.
Just put a little hip into it.
Well done.
Give it a second to cool and see what happens.
I'm hoping it stays there.
And in the meantime, why don't you get me the drill and we can drill this out?
Yep.
And plug it back in. I want to use the hole punch to put a divot here so that I can vaguely stay centered and not go skipping. Now obviously the skin here isn't perfect, but if you were to do this on your rig and you don't have the kind of blemishes we do, skimming your drill bit across would be a really obvious damage like mark. So useful. Would you take this, please?
Spring punch. Because we're chasing an old hole, this isn't really how...
Well, it had damage and mud and all kinds of stuff, so some of this, it's not drilling cleanly like some of the others.
All right, see if it'll fit.
All right.
Let's get you some sealant.
Yeah, buddy. Let's do it. Power bond. I can never open it without tools. Ugh. Always makes a mess.
Little dabble, do you?
It's like separated, sort of.
Maybe we should have wasted a little bit just to get the stuff that wasn't right at the tip. Oh, that's gonna be...
Oh, that's gonna be a mess. Awesome. All right, now I've got like primordial ooze.
That's my job. Yes, we do have an air riveter. We're putting in one rivet right now, so we think we can handle it.
It is a very useful air riveter. I do covet the Milwaukee one, but the one that I had a gift certificate for, a gift card, was for Harbor Freight, so we got the Harbor Freight one. Bang. All right, now I gotta wipe the schmutz off. Well, I'm making that worse. Oh gosh, what's on this?
Who knows? So the good news is we can clean that up with, yeah, quit while you're ahead. We can clean that up with denatured alcohol.
Okay.
Yep, that'll be the plan.
I don't know what's on this rag, but it is not okay.
For now, let's do the rivet shaving.
Shaving? All right. Can you just throw this in the garbage, please? Never to be seen again.
I'm not sure we have a garbage, but I'll find one.
The rivet shaver isn't something that I would recommend for just people on a budget who just do occasional repairs, because I've had to replace so many rivets over the last eternity. I felt like it was a good investment. I'm reluctant to push because I don't want the dent to go back in. It looks pretty terrible right now, but after getting rid of this sizable dent, I'm kind of pleased with how the day is turning out. Oh, it's eating my nail polish. I don't love it.
Do you think it's spinning? It's hard. You can't see anything when you're doing it, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, so I kind of wish that it was smoother.
Where do you have material left? Okay, I know why. You're on an angle like this.
I'd say that's an improvement over a hole.
Not perfect, but better than a hole.
And a big dent. I got a streaky mess here, but it's a little tricky, and I've worn a little irritation into the skin here because this is in a pushed in dent. There's still a dent right here that I can't pull out. The rivet shaver isn't working quite as it would normally on like a flat skin out here, so I'm pushing it in further and harder than I normally would, but I'm pretty happy with this. This whole dented area now is just dimpled, and then there's a little bit of a dent right here that I may try tape and heat on, but really we've plugged this hole, and ultimately I think I can probably put a bigger rivet here at some point and reshave it, but for now it's really about plugging the leak. I think we're gonna call this a win.
I'll just let that blaster marinate a little bit. The blaster plus the spray, the canned air spray, just to make sure it gets all the way in there, was the trick I used on this. I'm gonna let it sit around a little bit, come back in a few minutes and see if I can get in there.
So I think we should take off this, being eaten. I think we should take off this segment protector, and I should take a rubber mallet and a board to it, because I don't want how it's pushed in to further and re-dent this. I think the other side is fine enough, but I think that because we have the power bond out, we can take the screws out. You can pop a little sealant on them for me, and we can handle this maybe tomorrow. This side looks pretty good. I really don't think that it needs much attention. I think that you should wipe the tannins off, but beyond that, I say we mount it back up and we leave it.
Yep, agreed.
So Andrew's loosened all the screws for this. So I'm gonna hold on to it and lift it for him. And then he's gonna lift it off, and then we're gonna put all the screws back with a little bit of sealant. Make it so this dent doesn't push into the body of the rig. Moving forward, specifically here and there. So let's see what this looks like.
I want to start by kind of pushing on it. I've got padding underneath it, so it shouldn't do any more damage than has already been done. Just kind of want to get a feel for it. I think everything I do right now is going to pop right back.
What about heat?
Thinking about it, it worked before.
On the aluminum, but
On
the aluminum
the
doesn't,
dynamic here is a little bit different with all of this stuff.
and it's stainless.
And it's stainless, so there's kind of two different things working.
Let's look at the other side. It's actually better.
What I want to see is less of a valley here and kind of a straighter line down the edge.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to keep working it.
I think you're right, it's immediately better.
I've got a hammer here, but I'm actually using is this because it's kind of rounded and smooth, and it gives me a big wide area to hit versus just the end of the hammer that'll make a dent. Well, we thought we'd leave this off for a couple days to work on it, get it better, but ultimately it got the 80% better that we thought it would in a few minutes. The main thing we wanted to achieve is to get the dent out here so that we could run it down without it touching the body, and that's back to where we want it. Now, obviously the scratches still show, but the shape is back to how it should be.
Yeah, and then the dent that was hidden behind it is also out, so
yeah,
that's awesome. And we have a shaved rivet there too, so.
And that solves any potential for a leak problem.
It's pretty good.
A little bit of wrinkle still there, but it's about all we can manage for the day. I'm happy with it. The shape is back the way it should be. Let's see if that worked. All right, we're moving. In the off chance the previous owners stored their valuables in here to foil intruders, it's not too bad. Just your basic, slightly moldy outdoor shower. Looks like. Got a little bit of rust off the screw that holds the knob on. A little bit of mildew on the hose itself. All right, let's see if it works. At full blast, it's a little bit underwhelming as far as showers go, but it is working. Got a little bit of a leak right here. Looks like 1.7 gallons per minute. Full blast. Water saving. We've never had an Airstream with a factory installed shower. I guess let us know in the comments if you had one like this and kept it or replaced it with something else. Yeah. Seems like a good sand washer for going to the beach. We should go to the beach.
See you next week. Please like, subscribe, click that notification bell for more Airstream Wheeler content.